Hey, Slider Crusaders, there's a video going around of the president saying that the NRA is at least partly responsible for the terrorist attack in Orlando because the NRA won't support common sense gun laws, including a bill that would make it so no one on the no-fly list can legally buy a gun. So let's talk about that. First of all, there's no evidence that the Orlando shooter was on the no-fly list. So if this law already existed, it wouldn't have stopped this terrorist attack. And of course, he would have found guns somehow, or he would have killed people with bombs. You know, the largest attack in American history by one guy before this terrorist attack was in 1927, the Bath school disaster in Michigan. He did it with a bomb. Anyway, the law sounds fine, but only if you assume that the no-fly list is a perfect list of actual terrorists. It's not. It's a bureaucratic mess. When Bush was in office, there were 47,000 names on the no-fly list. Today, there's 700,000 names, and 40% of those people have no affiliation to a terrorist group at all. The ACLU, of all people, sued the government in 2010 because 10 people were on the no-fly list, including some veterans, and they weren't told why. All it takes to get on the list is a suspicion that you're a terrorist. No formal charges in any way. But just to show you how ridiculous this is, CNN's Drew Griffin and the Weekly Standard's Stephen Hayes were put on the no-fly list. And it gets worse. There's no way to find out if you're on the list until you try to board a flight and you can't. And once you find out you're on it, there's no way to protest to get off it. And some people are on the list because they have the same name as a terrorist. In 2007, 60 Minutes brought together a bunch of people named Robert Johnson, who were all on the no-fly list. Why? Because a Robert Johnson tried to bomb a movie theater in Toronto. So now no Robert Johnson can buy a gun in America? That's crazy. Here's the deal. If, and that's a big if the no-fly list was a perfect collection of actual terrorists, then maybe it would be a good guide for those who shouldn't be allowed to buy a gun. But as more people are added to the list with no oversight, and as the standard for getting on the list becomes broader and more undefined, it can absolutely be used as a tool to deny you your Second Amendment rights.